Hi, it's Mike Ferry, and I want to share a little bonus tip with you today. One of the questions that comes up when the competition, which we have today for listing properties, is as intense as it is. And it's intense because what we're seeing today, and here we are now heading into the calendar year 2013, we're seeing a lot of agents that had left real estate in the last 4 to 5 years coming back. Each of them will cherry pick 1 or 2 listings, friends and neighbors. These are listings that you probably should have and could have had. And one of the objections that comes up to you that are successful is, of course, always the same. I'm going to list with this agent because they have the time to spend time with me personally to get my listing sold. It's a very common objection when a market is as good as we have today. Several years ago, we had a lot of our top agents losing listings once or twice a month because some agent would say, don't list with Bob, don't list with Mary, because they have 10, 12, 15 listings. They don't have the time to service you, take care of you, and to really make sure that your property is handled properly. Well, I came up with a simple solution to that problem for all the top agents like yourself. I said to the agents, walk in on the listing and take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and simply in front of the seller draw, as good as we can do this, 10, 11, 12 post signs. Because the seller is saying to you, I'm not going to list with you, Mike, because you're so busy, your business is so big that you don't have time for me. So I would say, fine. And let me just, if I may, Mr. Seller, show you something. And I would draw 11 post signs, which is the number of listings I have at this minute. And then I would say, now the agent you're considering has 1 listing. Is that correct? Well, yes, he does. There's 1 post sign, 1 listing. So he naturally would have more time for you, wouldn't he? Well, yes, he would. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, do you know that the majority of all buyers come from sign calls? And let's just say, for an example, if each of my signs brings a half a dozen calls, I'm going to get 66 buyer calls on my signs, and your agent you're considering is going to get 1. So where do you think you actually have the best chance of getting your property sold? With the sellers who believe that I can do the job, or an individual that is scrambling to keep a listing, because that's what this person has, and hopefully get it sold? 66 potential buyer sign calls or 6? You make the decision. I think you'll make the right one. Well, what I did is I taught a lot of agents to use this little visual just as a method of getting the point across. You have to understand, the sellers are always going to be nervous. They're looking for personal attention. They're looking for good communication. You're the person that can deliver it. Try this thought, have some fun, talk to you soon.